one of the biggest stories that came out, NSA to oversee individual bank accounts and wealth. Well, it's like the Zager and Evans tune in the year 2525. If, man is still alive, we don't even have to worry about getting there. We've got a lot of things that we're going to have to deal with. And I think the greatest disconnect in the evangelical or professing world of Christendom, they do not know the lateness of the hour. And literally, when I read my Bible, and I know V will concur with this, boy, God says, if they don't repent, they're going to be thrust into the tribulation. That means you are instantaneously in one condition, you're almost simultaneously in another. Human cloning is a defeat that has already been accomplished. Dolly the sheep and all the transgenic hyperbolic creatures and stuff, that's just basically keep the uneducated in the stupor. It really has progressed to the point, and I'm told that within a 9-month span, by accelerating the mitochondria, by absolutely cellular division, all the stuff they've done, they can grow up anybody to any age in a specific amount of time. Some people say, I don't believe it. Of course you don't believe it. Therefore, you have already played into their hands. The positioning of all these concepts into science fiction genre, or into the science fiction genre, is to keep you off your toes, so you suspend belief so they can pull off their ritual magic and ritual slaughter and ritual sacrifice right in front of your face. And that's the tragedy of America. We see no evil, yet we participate in every form of it. We breathe no evil, or say, I'm not going to breathe, or I'm not going to smoke cigarettes or anything that's harmful for my body, yet we're poisoned on a level beyond, and I've never been a smoker, so I'm not a pitch for smoking, but yet the residue in chemtrail hits us night and day, goes onto our fruits and vegetables. It's a joke to think there's anything organic unless it's grown in a greenhouse, plain and simple. And, of course, speak no evil. Well, pretty soon you don't have to worry about speaking at all, because your right to say anything will take away. And not only your right to say anything, let me make it even easier for everyone. Your right to think anything is going to be taken away. V, go ahead and clear it out and then turn it over. But that's my statement for tonight. God bless you all.
Steve, thanks. But let me just say one thing, V, before I turn it over to you. Steve, there's a report out right now, and I just want to kind of update you on this. FBI video shows Al-Qaeda in Kentucky handling heavy weapons, including, I believe, it's from a storage locker, high-powered weapons, grenade launchers and missile launchers. Okay, now the ABC's running with this story. According to my DHS source, and this is DHS source, I want to make it clear, the reports of Al-Qaeda inside the U.S. are being made known to justify internal drone strikes or drone strikes here in the United States. I just wanted to get that in there. Perhaps you might have a reaction or a response to that, but I know it's off topic.
Well, I've known for years that they've been brought in. Obviously, even on Drudge, you see that terrorists could have snuck in. Do you think, Doug, that it was by design or by stupidity that the borders weren't closed? You can't, people talk about trying to go into Canada as an American citizen or come back into the States as a citizen, and you're exposed to every form of indiscretion and contempt you can imagine. Yet our borders left open. Let me tell you something. Being an old gun guy, and I've been in the firearms business for 31 years, I know a lot about different weapons and what's available, and I'm talking legally now. I also know and pick up things on what's been shipped into the gangs. We're talking heavy weaponry. Isn't it interesting? You see no SWAT team raids on that known Kentucky. Remember when you and I were warning everybody about Buffalo, New York? It got me death threats. It got you an attempt to blow you up. You remember that? And then when Bush leaves office, 2 weeks after he leaves office, or maybe 2 weeks to 3 weeks, he's talking about they almost had to bomb Buffalo. Gee, where did they get that information? I'm being sarcastic. The bottom line is, of course, they're in this country. They have weapon systems that, even to make the Class 3 guys jealous, they have full-scale destructive devices. There are no SWAT raids, but boy, you better not grow milk or grow milk. You better not raise cows and milk cows for milk, and you better not raise vegetables because we'll come in guns a-blaring. You better not be one of those Second Amendment guys, or we'll come in guns a-blaring. And you got everybody that's getting ready to murder everybody, and gee, they're just left alone, aren't they?
If anybody wondered where those weapons from Benghazi wound up, some of them just wound up in Kentucky, folks. That's exactly what it is. Especially if they got stingers or any kind of anti-aircraft weapons. There you go. This is all a game. This is the game, and this is all the fruits of the labor of weaponized banking. And this is what weaponized banking does. It creates, conquers, and destroys a country. And we are being swallowed up into the Borg, into this massive conglomeration of kleptocratic oligarchs. And that's what we're winding up into. And I think unless you position yourself spiritually and have a faith in the Lord, and you position yourself financially with hard assets, and you got to figure out a way to protect yourself, your homestead, your family's wealth, your house. And you can't, most importantly, you can't have attachments, especially in this day and age that we're living in. I don't think we are living in a time where you need to be attached to just about anything. The only thing you should be attached to is God and your family. That's it. Mike, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just think, going back to the money, I think that believers need to pray against this money, and when handling the money, there needs to be a concerted effort to realize that you need to divorce yourself from this money. And there's a quote in the book of Revelation. It says, I'm not sure if it's the book of Revelation, but it actually says we have to come out of her, my people. And I believe they're talking about the U.S. And these symbols that are on the money, they're very powerful. That's what I think. Isaiah 47 it's talking about America. Strongly believe that, and I just think that we need to keep our eye on this money. And this is what I would like to see. I would like to see a petition started where we could actually petition the government to explain this to us and be accountable for it, and then demand that it's taken off the money. And I think that we have power to do that. But I'd like to see some type of political effort that gets jumped off from this investigation.
Well said.